Gabriola Island mother has been killed in a violent attack that set off one of the largest manhunts in the island's history. The body of 50-year-old Elaine Schwarz was discovered by a friend just after 5 o'clock last night. She had reportedly been stabbed to death in her home. Her 18-year-old son, Trevor, was found nearby, critically wounded. As A News reporter Steve Coulterman shows us, RCMP swarmed the small island, searching for a killer.
RCMP officers locked down Gabriola Island, closing off roads and temporarily suspending ferry service. No one will be allowed off this island unchecked until the suspected killer is caught.
Yeah, the call came in shortly after 5 o'clock, and of course with Gabriola they have limited resources. Our members responded quickly.
They're looking for 37-year-old Jason Cramer, suspected of murdering a 50-year-old Gabriola Island woman and critically injuring her 18-year-old son.
Members from Gabriola initially responded to a 911 call. Further to that, we're not going to comment on the scene itself. The scene is presently being examined by our forensic unit from Nanaimo, and they will be there for some time.
The victims have been identified as Elaine Schwarz and her son, Trevor. It is believed the mother and son were stabbed. The prime suspect is a man who has been a tenant on the property in the past, but it's not clear whether he was living there at the time of the attack.
As far as I know, he was just a boarder. I only met him once about a week ago. My son knows him. I've heard him talk about him, but I don't really remember anything. They're just all kids in the neighborhood.
The manhunt began last night when a friend of Elaine's called 911 from the Schwarz family home on Harrison Way. She had arrived there to find Elaine's son, Trevor, badly wounded and Elaine in critical condition.
Trevor survived. He was airlifted to Victoria General later on that night, and he's recovering from the injuries he sustained.
Early this morning, the manhunt comes to an end, with RCMP's emergency response team taking Cramer into custody, not far from the scene of the crime.
And all of a sudden, real fast, we heard the canine unit come, and their dogs all barking, and they had them smelling around. And they took the guy down right there, nice and fast. There was not too much yelling or anything. They put him down on the ground. They checked him out, made sure he had no weaponry, I'm pretty sure, I guess. And then it went real fast, and they put them in the truck.
The community is in shock over the killings. Elaine and her children were known as good neighbors on Gabriola.
I've known her for 15 years. I couldn't really say what kind of person. Like I said, she kept mostly to herself.
Late today, Jason Cramer is escorted off the RCMP boat in Nanaimo. He's loaded into a police vehicle and remains in custody.
Steve Coulterman joins us live now from Nanaimo with more. Steve, any word tonight on how Trevor Schwarz is doing?
Eric, RCMP say Trevor is in stable condition and he's being treated in hospital. Now, Trevor does have a sister, but she was not there during the attack. And the suspect, Jason Cramer, is he known to police? Yes, Eric, but not for violent crimes. Cramer was arrested in January of last year and charged with production of marijuana and possession for the purpose of trafficking. Steve Coulterman reporting tonight. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. The last time RCMP investigated a murder on Gabriola Island was back in 2005. Now, that killing has a very eerie connection to Elaine Schwarz's death. A News Mid-Island Bureau Chief Jonathan Bartlett joins us live now from Nanaimo with that part of the story. Jonathan?
Eric, the Schwarz family is unfortunately no stranger to tragedy. Just a few years ago, Elaine lost her partner, Howard McCoy, in a violent attack. 52-year-old McCoy was found bludgeoned to death, killed with an axe by his roommate. McCoy lived in a trailer just down the street from the home where Schwarz was killed last night. We spoke to Elaine Schwarz in March of 2007 when McCoy's killer was being sentenced. At the time, Elaine spoke about her loss and her fears that McCoy's killer, Terrence Corrigan, would not face a harsh sentence.
The way it all happened, it was a brutal crime, and it doesn't look like Terrence is going to get much of anything.
At this time, police are not linking the killings in any way, but some members of McCoy's family question that. They say they've always felt there were some unanswered questions in their father's death, and they wonder if a connection will be made in the days and weeks ahead. Eric?
Jonathan Bartlett reporting. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.